How I came alive. I became aware of the power of the life force as a college student, but it wasn't part of my coursework. At 17, I was already in my sophomore year. Physically and emotionally immature, I belonged back in high school. During my freshman year, I had indulged my greatest love, basketball. When I was 16 years old, I played on the best freshman team the school had had in years. Now I wanted to move up to the varsity. I wasn't ready. I needed to wait a year and get bigger and stronger. But I was a gym rat whose pulse would quicken at the sound of the bouncing ball. I made the team, barely, and then I got what I deserved. I spent the next 2 years riding the pine. The pine was the wooden bench the scrubs sat on during games. Worse than not playing was the dismissive way the coach treated the scrubs. By the time I was a senior, my confidence was destroyed. But what happened in that final season prepared me for the future in a way I never could have anticipated. The team was even better than when I was a freshman. The best player was an All-American point guard. I was his substitute, which meant I only played when he was injured or had fouled out, usually when the score was close and the crowd was going berserk. If I sat inertly watching, by the time I entered the game I'd be so cold I could barely move. So I'd put myself in the game from the bench. I'd jump up and down, scream at the top of my lungs, yell out where the screens were, etc. Besides keeping me loose, it had an effect I didn't anticipate. It lifted up the energy of the guys actually playing. The best moments were when my excitement spread to the rest of the team. I learned that I could inspire others to do things they'd never done before. It was at those moments that I felt most alive. What I didn't realize at the time was that I was being prepared for my future. Recognizing the life force. Winning was great, but the most alive part of the experience, the part I still remember 50 years later, was feeling that inner fire grow. The more powerful the other team, the more difficult the challenge, the more inspired we became. The drive to experience this inspired state is what moves competitive athletes to train for hours every day. But sports are just one place to discover untapped potential. As a psychiatrist, my job isn't to win basketball games. It's to help people discover what they're capable of. This happens in obvious ways, like helping them get a better job, be a stronger leader, or break through a creative block. But our most important potentials aren't so obvious. To give and receive love, to listen to other people, to accept what life brings, to be patient. The spiritual and emotional abilities that work inside us and are the essence of what it means to be human. If you were building a fire, there would be the ring of stones that holds in the fire's heat, allowing the flames of inspiration to grow and connect you to what I came to call the life force. The life force speaks constantly, not in words but through events. You can feel it as an undeniable presence guiding you. More commonly, you feel its presence for brief moments, usually in reaction to a deeply moving event, the birth of a child, the act of falling in love, or a trip to a faraway place that awakens something deep within you. Or it can emerge without explanation as a sudden insight into another person, as a solution to a problem that's defeated you for months, or as a burst of creative expression that comes from somewhere beyond you. These moments of inspiration can seem random, but they're reminders that the life force is always there. But knowing the life force is there isn't enough if you don't know how to connect to it. Look around. The people you see living inspired, expansive lives are the exceptions. The vast majority of human beings are caught in limited, joyless lives. Every attempt to change seems thwarted. Maybe you're a songwriter with an idea for a film script. Rather than becoming excited about writing in a new medium, it feels beyond you and you give up. Or maybe you develop strong feelings for a person you've always thought of as a friend, but when you're around him you automatically close yourself off. Or perhaps you've run a lot of 5Ks and you like to run a marathon, but you're not willing to commit to the time it takes to train for one. All of these people want to open a new door in their lives, but the door is locked. There's only one key, the life force itself. But we've forgotten how to find the life force. In so doing, we've lost the key to our own future. How could we lose something so priceless? Because we look for it in the wrong place. In our consumer culture, we look outside ourselves for everything. Products are sold with the claim they will magically solve life's problems. The right hair conditioner will attract the perfect mate. The right wristwatch will give you the aura of success. A new car, a new lover, a new home may create temporary excitement, but it doesn't last. Like a child excitedly playing with a Christmas present he's just unwrapped, we quickly lose interest and move on to another gift. This fixation on things outside of us makes change impossible. If you want to open the door to a future with real potential, you'll need to access the inner power of the life force. You won't be able to see it, you can't hold it in your hand, but when it's flowing through you, it will inspire you to do things you didn't think were possible.